Hello there, interwebs, both Twitch and YouTube. So I got my Elite Combat rank just in time for the Prelude to War with the Thargoids, as this week's community goal missions are, well, Thargoid related and ready for the prep for 2.4 to release and the fireworks to begin next week. These goals, if you have horizons, you can go down to the surface of planets with these giant Thargoid structures on them, shoot the skimmers, the scavengers, I think that they are called, collect the Thargoid materials, and then turn them in to either Professor Palin or Liz Ryder in order to unlock the defensive countermeasure. That's Professor Palin's goal, and Liz Ryder will give us the anti-Thargoid Packhound missiles. Now, I'm going to probably participate in both of these goals, even if it is just running one truckload to each, if for no other reason then that might be what will be required in order to purchase them, but I don't look for them to lock that content behind that type of gate. Alternatively, if you don't have horizons, they also are both accepting a range of just regular typical commodities that you can truck to the orbiting stations, and you do not need to have either engineer unlocked in order to participate. Deliveries are both to orbital space stations that anybody, no matter what version of Elite Dangerous you own, can reach. So that's kind of what's going on here. The fact this is getting started with a community goal doesn't surprise me. There are no new mechanics that I saw in 2.4 that leads me to believe that probably the vast majority of this will be told through community goal missions over the weeks. And something that somebody pointed out in the comment section to my last video, they remarked that I was an idiot. I didn't deserve my cutter because the Aegis or Aegis is not an in-game faction. Well, Mr. I don't deserve my cutter, go look it up on eddb.io. There is the Aegis or Aegis, however the hell you want to pronounce it, research group, who, I don't know, happens to be the group in-game, or the faction in-game. They're a minor faction that's sponsoring this community goal. They're a minor faction, they are in the game, they are in the Pleiades Nebula. So tell me again how the Aegis/Aegis faction isn't going to be required any type of reputation grind there again, because I'm willing to bet that at some point to either unlock these devices, or I think more likely to unlock the Type 10 Defender eventually, you're going to have to curry favor with this minor faction in-game. And the mechanics for this have already been proven are in the game when it comes to unlocking system permits, which may be required here. You know how they said that the Col 70 sector region was unlocked finally in 2.4 beta? Well, maybe to unlock that region and stuff like that, you're going to have to gain favor with this Aegis research group in the game and get to allied status. And one way, and I think right now the only way to do it, because they don't control a station, at least according to eddb.io, they don't control a station, so therefore trading and bounty hunting is out of the question, is going to be through missions. Now, this is where things could get interesting. We know that they've been tweaking and working on the mission chaining system. It was one of the very few elements that was specifically requested to be tested in 2.4 as far as updates and changes to mechanics. They changed the spawn rate to where chained missions happen at a much more frequent rate in order to test it. And it could be that they're setting it up to where if you want to unlock reputation with this group, it's going to be via missions, which will lead to a progression of a mission chain in order to tell part of the story from within the game in a narrative structure that's been different than what has been tried before. I don't know if this is ultimately what's going to be pulled off or not, but I don't even want to use the word hopeful, but it would make logical sense that those mechanics are there in place. And we already know that reputation with minor factions within the game can lead to things like system permits being issued, engineers being unlocked. As far as I know, as of right now, that doesn't go so far as any equipment or anything like that, but it doesn't seem like to me that it would take much in the way of changes to code to say, unlock this system, unlock this piece of gear, unlock this ship, if somebody has such and such status with this minor faction. Now, I have a feeling that currying favor will probably be in order to access a system permit of some kind, because again, those mechanics are already there in the game. And Frontier has shown in the past that they just try to recycle content and mechanics wherever and whenever they can. It's been the source of the long-running, okay, great, next week we get to start the Thargoid conflict zones, which I have a feeling, yes, there's going to be Thargoid conflict zones. I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that, and I'm hoping that we see some sort of meaningful narrative being able to play out through chained missions as opposed to just Thargoid conflict zones and a continual run of community goals. I don't know. But we'll wait and see. Until then, I will see you next time.